Meet King Sejong, brilliant, beloved, and staring at a stack of Chinese characters so complicated they make hieroglyphics look like emoji. First, let's set the stage. Here's the world our story unfolds in, around 1446, with Hanseong right at the heart of it. Every Korean commoner who wanted to learn to read had to master thousands of hanja. That's like requiring a PhD just to write a grocery list. Sejong, the ultimate perfectionist, decides that if the people can't learn the language, he'll just invent a better one. No big deal. In 1443, King Sejong gathers his brightest scholars in the Hall of Worthies. His mission: invent a script so easy a farmer could learn it in an afternoon. But not everyone is thrilled. Cho Man-ri, a senior Confucian scholar, fumes in the corner. Chinese characters are the only proper way to write. Anything else is an insult to tradition. Sejong, ever the diplomat, doesn't fire him. Instead, he hands Cho Man-ri a brush and a challenge. If you can teach a peasant to read in a month, we do it your way. The scholars of the Hall of Worthies are deep in a linguistic rabbit hole, squinting at Fagspa and Sanskrit like they're decoding alien hieroglyphs. Jong In-ji, the senior scholar, holds up a crude drawing of a mouth. The sound comes from here, he declares, pointing at the tongue, while the others nod like they understand. But the breakthrough comes when sam-mun realizes, what if each letter mimics the shape of your mouth when you say it? Cue collective gasp. In 1443, Sejong and his scholars finally complete the basic shapes of Hangul. Consonants mimic the mouth's shape, vowels the harmony of yin and yang. Each consonant is a tiny portrait of the vocal tract. See this? Sejong says, pointing to, that's your tongue blocking your throat. The scholars nod, impressed. The vowels are a cosmic diagram, a dot for heaven, a line for earth, a vertical stroke for man. It's the universe in a syllable. Sejong declares, as if he's just discovered gravity. Sejong, grinning like a kid with a new toy, hauls the Hangul alphabet down to the docks. Time for a field test. A Haerye grabs a brush, squints, and writes her name in Hangul. The scholar's jaw drops. She's a natural. Within days, the Haerye are scribbling notes to each other. Sejong declares Hangul a roaring success. The people can read. Now the big move, the road from Hanseong to Hanseong. Cho Man-ri, the grammar police of Joseon, marches into the throne room with a scroll of doom. He's about to tell the king that Hangul is a barbarian toy. Cho kneels and presents his memorial. Your Majesty, this alphabet is for peasants. Real scholars write in Chinese. Sejong's smile doesn't waver. Sejong takes the memorial, reads it, and then, instead of banishing Cho, he hands it back with a gentle pat. Good points. Now, let's teach the peasants anyway. Sejong, with the patience of a saint and the smirk of a chess master, unrolls a Hangul chart before the fuming court. He doesn't shout. He simply asks, can Confucius read this? The room goes silent. Kozai twitches. With a gentle smile, Sejong declares, this alphabet is for my people, not for scholars. The opposition crumbles like a stale rice cake. 1446. The printing press chugs like a proud grandmother, and out pops the Hunminjeongeum, Korea's new alphabet, wrapped in the king's own preface. The king's preface booms. A wise man can master this in a morning, a fool in 10 days. Cue the scholar's collective eyebrow raise. And here's Hanseong up close, where a story really plays out. And so the Hunminjeongeum hits the streets. Literally. Scholars hand out copies like free samples at a grocery store, and the people go wild. Jong In-ji strokes his beard, looking at the Hangul characters like they're alien runes. He's been asked to explain this magic, and he's about to write the instruction manual. Jong realizes he must decode the shapes. This one looks like a tongue, this one like a tooth. He scribbles diagrams, turning anatomy into alphabet. They compile the Haerye, a commentary so detailed it becomes the Rosetta Stone of Hangul. Without it, we'd be lost like a GPS with no signal. 1447. King Sejong, with a twinkle in his eye, slides a brand new book across the throne room floor. It's the Songs of Flying Dragons, and it's written in Hangul. The official reads the first line aloud, in perfect Korean. The room gasps. It's not just a book, it's a declaration. Hangul is here to stay, and it's fancy. Sejong leans forward, hands clasped. See? A king's words, a farmer's alphabet. Now, who's for a poetry contest? The scholars exchange nervous glances. 1450. King Sejong, the man who gave Korea its alphabet, lies on his deathbed. His family and officials crowd around, faces long. With his last breath, Sejong whispers, "Remember, Hangul is for the people." Then he's gone. The room erupts in sobs. But wait, Hangul doesn't die with Sejong. Buddhist monks and secret pen pals keep it alive, scribbling letters in the alphabet the elite sneer at. The elite? They still think Hangul is for peasants. They stick to fancy Chinese characters, like hipsters refusing to ditch vinyl. Meanwhile, King Hunminjeongeum takes the throne. But he's more interested in his father's legacy than in new ideas. Hangul stays in the shadows. Hunminjeongeum, Sejong's son, takes the throne in 1450. But he's not just a king, he's a fanboy with a printing press. The bureaucracy groans. Another Hangul decree? But Hunminjeongeum is undeterred. He's got the people's alphabet, and he's not afraid to use it. But fate, as always, has other plans. Hunminjeongeum's reign is cut short in 1452, and Hangul's biggest royal champion is gone. In 1455, Sejo, Sejong's second son, decides the throne looks better on him. He's not asking nicely. The young king barely has time to blink before Sejo's guards escort him to a cozy retirement. Cozy, meaning a remote palace and a lot of guards. With the throne secured, Sejo reinstates the old guard, Confucian scholars who think Hangul is a peasant fad. The alphabet's fate hangs by a thread. In 1456, sam-mun, one of Hangul's greatest champions, faces the music, and the music is a death sentence for plotting against Sejo. The axe falls. sam-mun is gone, but his last words echo, "Hangul will outlive you all." The crowd gasps. With Hangul branded as treason, scholars burn their own writings. The alphabet retreats into the shadows, but it doesn't die. It waits. Centuries pass, and the Yongban elite still treat Hangul like yesterday's kimchi. They scribble elegant Chinese characters, while Hangul texts gather dust on a shelf, clearly a vulgar script for commoners. But whispers of Hangul persist in the women's quarters and market stalls. The elite call it women's script, yet that doesn't stop the common folk from scribbling poetry in secret, giggling at their clever rebellion. Meanwhile, King Sejo's court is a fortress of Confucian orthodoxy. Any hint of Hangul is met with a collective gasp, as if someone had farted during a royal ceremony. With Hangul officially a crime, the smartest move is to hide it in plain sight. Buddhist monks, the ultimate hipsters, adopt it as their secret diary script. These monks aren't just preserving Hangul for fun, they're translating entire Buddhist sutras into it. Now the sacred words are in the people's language, which drives the Confucian elite absolutely bonkers. While the Yongban seethe, the monks quietly turn Hangul into the language of enlightenment. Who knew salvation could be written in a script your boss thinks is for peasants? In the 19th century, Hangul sneaks into the spotlight, not through royal decree, but through the pages of a novel clutched by a woman who's about to become literature's biggest fan. While the Yongban still sniff at Hangul as women's script, women are busy turning it into the language of romance, adventure, and gossip, basically the Netflix of the 19th century. But official recognition? Still a big fat nope. Hangul remains the alphabet that polite society pretends doesn't exist, like that weird uncle at family gatherings. In 1894, the Gaba reform finally makes Hangul official. The Yongban's faces? Priceless. The clerk's hands? Shaking. The ink? Drying on history. The reformers push further. Hangul for all official paperwork. Confucian scholars clutch their pearls, or rather, their brushes, and mutter about the end of civilization. The king stamps his seal. Hangul becomes the script of the state. 1,000 years of Chinese characters just got demoted to archaic. It's 1910, and Japan has just swallowed Korea whole. Hangul, once the people's pride, is now the enemy's alphabet, banned from schools, courts, and even the dinner table. But the more they ban it, the more Koreans cling to it. In cramped basements and hidden attics, brave souls print underground newspapers, each letter a tiny act of rebellion. The Japanese police sniff around like bloodhounds, but the printers vanish into the night. Hangul becomes a secret handshake, a code only Koreans can read. It's 1926, and the Korean Language Society decides Hangul deserves its own birthday. Because every alphabet needs a party, obviously. The society picks the last day of the 9th lunar month, because why not celebrate the alphabet with a harvest festival? Now it's multitasking. But wait, the Japanese colonial government isn't thrilled. They see a celebration of Hangul as a threat. So they ban the holiday faster than you can say cultural appropriation. Undeterred, the society moves Hangul Day to October 9th, hoping a new date will dodge the censors. It's like playing whack-a-mole with colonial bureaucracy. By 1945, Korea is free, and Hangul Day finally becomes an official national holiday. The alphabet gets the respect it deserves and a day off work. The war is over, and Korea finally breathes. Hangul, once a secret in basements, now stands proudly in the light of day. In a bright classroom, kids scribble their names in Hangul. Their teacher beams. This is our alphabet, made by a king for everyone. Both Koreas adopt Hangul as their official script. The alphabet that was once banned now unites a divided peninsula. Linguists worldwide marvel. This alphabet is scientifically perfect. Hangul's letters mimic the shape of the mouth when spoken. UNESCO adds Hunminjeongeum to its memory of the World Register. A document written in 1446 gets a modern-day gold star.